I need to go through, and then if there's time at the end, there's going to be a second video for you to do the other ones that I didn't get to. So I will be going back and forth in between problems because each problem is set by topic. So on this one, this is solving quadratics. The next one will be a different topic. So if you can see, I have 14, 9, 19, and 4 on this one page. I'm not going to do them all, but they do flip back and forth. Okay, number 14 rather. It says, which of the following is a solution set to the equation x squared minus 3x minus 28? So if you'll remember, a solution is where the parabola touches the x-axis. So first things first, I need you to know that this is y, so it's asking where is y 0. So I'm going to go to second graph, I'm going to go to the table, and I'm going to go, to save time, I'm going to make it go into ask, and I'm going to ask specifically for these numbers. So 28 isn't a 0, so I can cross that out. -4 checks, 7 checks, and there's our answer. Now if you check, I'll check C just to show you that it doesn't work. Only the ones that give you H or 0 are going to be the answer. Okay, so number 9. So which number is a 0 of the function? Okay, remember 0, that's your x-intercept. That's where it's x0. So again, it's looking for where where on the parabola it's touching the x-axis. So x squared, 2x squared plus 2x minus 12. We got a second graph. And I'm going to type in all these answer choices. And again, we're looking for where the 0 is. Well, here's 0. Across from it is 3. -3. That's our answer. And the last one that I'm going to do on this page is number 4. So what are the solutions of 3x squared plus 11x equals 20? Okay, so in this case, y is equal to 20. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into y1, and then I'm going to go ask. Specifically, I'm going to ask because it's fractions. So again, if you missed it earlier, second window and your independent needs to be ask. Okay, so I'm going to type in 3x squared plus 11x and go to second graph, and I'm going to start typing in these numbers. So -4 thirds, that doesn't give me a 0, so it's automatically wrong. Alpha y equals enter. -5 thirds, that's automatically wrong. -4, wrong. So this should be my answer, but I'm going to prove to you. So -5, 20. Alpha y equals enter. 4, 3. So they both give me the 20 I wanted. So again, we're looking for 20 on this one. I think I said 0, but I meant to say 20. So these are the only two that give you the number 20. So that's why D is your correct answer. Okay. So now I'm going to do numbers 3 and 13. So anytime you have points, tables, so like here, this problem is actually the same type of problem. It just gives you ordered pairs in a different situation. Anytime you have ordered pairs with a table or written like this, you can use stat. You normally want at least 2 to 3. I'm going to go to stat, enter. I'm going to type in my x's, and then I'm going to type in my y's. Alright, so now technically you should know that this is going to be a quadratic because we're talking about quadratics. But if you don't know, there's 2 types. There's a linear and then there's a quadratic. I'm going to show you that if you do linear, you don't get a right answer. So this should be 3x. If you look, there's no 3x. So if I do quadratic, which is what it's supposed to be, here's quadratic. So I do 5. It should be A is 1, B is 0, so you don't have to write it, and then C is 1. So our equation is y equals x squared plus 1. Now you can write the 1 if you want, but it's not necessary. So your answer on this one is C. Alright. Okay, what some of you guys will do on this one is you'll try to put it in the calculator and try to get an answer from there. You can do that, but you have the graph that you need on here. So it says the graph of y is x squared minus 2x minus 8. What are the solutions to x squared minus 2x minus 8 equals 6. So here our y is equal to 6. So I'm going to go to the y-axis, and if you look, here is 6. So I'm going to use a highlighter, and I'm going to extend this out. And if you look, it goes straight down to this number and straight down to this number. So it's here and here. Those numbers are -3 and 5. So what are those solutions? -3 and 5. Okay, so on this one, it's asking you to factor, which represents the complete factorization of 3v squared plus 9v. Well, you could technically put this in the calculator, but if you put it in the calculator, you're going to get these two as correct answers. And the reason why is because they both have a 3 in common, which that shows there. But on this one, they also have a v in common. So technically what they both have in common is a 3v. Now when you take that out, if I take a 3v, if I divide this by 3v, I'm left with just a v. And if I divide this by 3v, those would reduce, and I'm left with 9 divided by 3, which is a positive 3. And that's why your answer is C. And again, you could check this in the calculator, but the problem is you'd get 2 answers because this is technically factored, it's just not factored completely. Okay, if you get one like this on your test, it's going to be a good thing because this is a pure calculator question. So what's going to happen is you're going to put this into y1. Of course, you're not going to put the question mark. So x squared plus 5x minus 24. And then your answer choices, one at a time, are going to go into y2. And what you're going to look for is you're going to look for y1 and y2 to match. So let's go to what I mean. Okay, so I put answer choice A. If this is the correct answer, And let me put some regular numbers so you can see. Okay, so if this is the correct answer, all of these would match. So negative 24 is both on both, so that one looks correct. But the next number, one's negative 18 and the other one's negative 21. That's not your right answer. So I go back and I change the next one. Second graph. You see how every single y1 and y2 match on this one? There's your answer. And just like before, I'll show you one more to show you that the next one won't be an answer. So negative 24 matches, but none of the rest. Okay, so this one says which one is a factor. So this one's not quite as easy in the calculator. So which one is a factor of the binomial? So this is number 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the calculator, and I'm going to put in x squared minus 12x plus 32. And then I'm going to go to graph, because graph will help me figure this out. And I'm going to kind of sketch this graph. Touches the graph here and here. Well, what are those two numbers? Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So it touches at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it touches at 4 and 8. So what I'm going to do is, I don't know if y'all remember, but this is where I told you you're going to change the sign. So if this is a negative 4, it would be a positive 4. But since it's positive, it's going to turn into a negative. And the same thing with this one. This is positive, so it'll turn into a negative. So this is the factored form. This is factored. Now, if we look at our answer choices, the one that gives us that is B. Alright. So, number 20. Again, if it says equivalent, I don't think I've said it today, but I have said it. If it says the word equivalent, you can put it in the calculator. And technically, we could do this a different way, but I'm going to show you how to do it in the calculator first. So x squared, actually, you know what? Let's do it by hand, and then we'll do it in the calculator. Okay, so here, do you see how there's only two terms? That's a binomial. Do you see how 9 and 64, those are perfect square roots? I don't know if y'all remember this, but we did spend quite a few days on this. So the square root of 9 is 3, and it's going to come out with an x. And the square root of 64 is 8. So this is where I told you you needed one with a minus and one with a plus. So if you look, that's answer choice B. Now, if you forget that, since I know that the answer is B, I'm only going to type in B. So here's y1, y2, I'm going to put my answer choice. And remember, your answer choice is going to have, your answer choice needs to match y1, y2. All of it needs to match through. Okay, so second graph, they match all the way through, every single number. So your answer is B on this one.